Welcome to my channel briefing on Bravo Dive into the daring and thrilling world of Bravo. Your ultimate entertainment enjoy always first of all. Sutton Stracke has been receiving a six-figure monthly settlement from her ex-husband, Christian Stracke, since the two split in 2016. But what happens if he gets remarried? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member found herself asking that exact question when she and her ex recently went on vacation together with their three children and his new serious girlfriend. She recounted the chat she had with her businessman ex on Jeff Lewis Live in January 2025 and explained that the reason they had taken the trip to Street Barts was to celebrate their son's 21st birthday. My ex-husband brought his girlfriend and she has four children, and I do believe that they are going to get married, she said. And so I was questioning my ex-husband, and all of a sudden, the topic of what's going to happen to the money when he dies came up, and, you do have to kind of look out for things like this. Flipping out's Jeff Lewis asked the Sutton concept owner if her ex had major life insurance. He has life insurance that he has that I get, and I have a life insurance policy on him that I pay for, she explained. She also noted that she wants to make sure that the former couple's three children, Porter Stracke, James Stracke, and Philip Stracke, have their inheritance protected in case he gets married. Well, it's a very tricky topic, Sutton said before recounting the strong message she gave to her ex. But I said I will be watching. I'm gonna be watching. From above, actor Doug Budin, who was also on Jeff Lewis Live, wondered. No, Sutton clarified. What is happening with everyone involved because my children come first? When asked how old Christian's girlfriend's four children are, Sutton said they are the same ages as her kids. And if you don't think I'm gonna be watching over and making sure my children get their fair share, which is the biggest share, she continued. Jeff then wondered if Sutton's ex agreed with her. He didn't say anything. We stopped the conversation, she admitted. Money is a very, very taboo subject. Inside Sutton Stracke's plans to buy a property near her ex-husband. Though Sutton and Christian lived down the street from one another in the early years of their divorce, he recently relocated to London, England for a work opportunity. Sutton resisted moving across the pond with her youngest son, who is still in high school, but she's now acknowledging that it might make sense for her to buy a property there. My ex-husband and I have talked about it, she said during an exclusive chat with the briefing on Bravo in December 2024. It might be nice if I had a flat in London so I could go to London and the kids can meet there. It's taxing for him, she said about living far apart from Christian. I would be doing him a favor to get a flat in London, Sutton Stracke had always lived her life under the spotlight, but the twists and turns her personal life had taken since her divorce from Christian Stracke were enough to keep even the most devoted Real Housewives fans guessing. Life post-divorce had been a whirlwind of glamorous events, motherhood challenges, and the occasional existential crisis. But as Sutton reflected on her relationship with Christian, it seemed life was once again preparing to throw her into uncharted waters. It all began with a family trip to Street Barts to celebrate their son James's 21st birthday. Sutton had long prided herself on her ability to maintain a cordial relationship with her ex-husband for the sake of their children, Porter, James, and Philip. But this trip came with a new layer of complexity. Christian had brought along his serious girlfriend, a poised woman named Alois, and her four children, who were remarkably close in age to Sutton's kids. The vacation was a mix of sun-soaked beaches, elaborate dinners, and awkward conversations. Sutton, never one to shy away from addressing the elephant in the room, found herself increasingly curious and concerned about the future. One balmy evening, as the waves crashed softly against the shore and the children laughed over a card game, Sutton cornered Christian by the pool. So, Christian, she began, sipping her glass of wine, if you and Alois tie the knot, what happens to the settlement money? Christian, who had been admiring the moonlit horizon, turned to her with a raised eyebrow. "We're really doing this now, Sutton?" "Oh, don't be dramatic," she replied, waving her hand. "It's a legitimate question. You know I've always been practical." "Practical? You're grilling me about life insurance and settlements on our son's birthday trip." "I'm looking out for our children," she said firmly, "and you should too. They come first, Christian." The conversation went nowhere that evening. Christian's vague reassurances didn't satisfy Sutton, and the tension simmered beneath the surface for the rest of the trip. But Sutton wasn't one to let sleeping dogs lie. Back in Beverly Hills. Upon her return to California, Sutton dove headfirst into what she called financial due diligence. She scheduled meetings with her attorneys, financial planners, and even a private investigator who specialized in inheritance disputes. "It's not about greed," she explained to her best friend and confidant, Jennifer, over lunch at her boutique. "It's about ensuring my kids aren't blindsided. If Christian's girlfriend's kids stand to gain more than mine, that's a problem." "You're sounding like a character from a Jane Austen novel," Jennifer teased, swirling her iced tea. "Say what you want, but this is my reality." Sutton was resolute. "And don't get me started on the London flat situation." Christian's relocation to London had added another layer of complexity. Though Sutton initially resisted the idea of uprooting her youngest, Philip, she had started to see the benefits of establishing a base in London. After all, it would make co-parenting less chaotic and give her an excuse to dip into the European social scene. Crossing the pond. Sutton's first visit to London was equal parts reconnaissance mission and real estate adventure. She toured luxurious flats in Kensington, Mayfair, and Chelsea, each more opulent than the last. But as she stood in the living room of a sprawling penthouse overlooking Hyde Park, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Not in a sinister way, but as though Alois's presence lingered even an ocean away. By the time she returned to her hotel, Sutton had made a decision. She would buy the flat, not for Christian's convenience, but for her children's. It was a power move, and Sutton knew how to wield power when she needed to. The confrontation. Her next encounter with Christian was back in Beverly Hills during a holiday dinner. Alois was notably absent, and Sutton seized the opportunity to revisit their earlier conversation. This time, she came prepared. "Christian, let's cut to the chase," she said, setting her wine glass down with purpose. "I've spoken to my lawyer, and we need to have a serious discussion about the trust and the inheritance. Our kids deserve clarity." Christian's jaw tightened, but he didn't interrupt. Sutton continued. "If something happens to you, I want to ensure that our children's future is secure. That means revisiting the life insurance policies, the trusts, and any other financial agreements. And yes, that includes whatever arrangements you might have with Alois." Christian sighed. "Sutton, do you ever stop?" "Not when it comes to my kids." To her surprise, Christian agreed to meet with their attorneys to iron out the details. It wasn't the resolution Sutton had expected, but it was a step in the right direction. A new chapter. Months later, as Sutton settled into her new London flat, she reflected on how far she had come. Her children's futures were safeguarded, her relationship with Christian was cautiously amicable, and she was ready to embrace this new chapter of her life. One evening, as she sat on her balcony overlooking the city, her phone buzzed with a text from Christian. "Thank you for pushing me to do the right thing. The kids are lucky to have you." Sutton smiled. For all the drama, the arguments, and the uncertainty, she knew one thing for sure. She would always put her children first, and that, she thought, was the true mark of success. For all things of Bravo, step into a world of drama, laughter, and insider scoops as we dive deep into Bravo's hottest shows. From Real Housewives to Below Deck, join us for exclusive insights, epic recaps, and everything you need to stay Bravo obsessed. If you are looking for more dive into the daring and thrilling world of Bravo news, come back to Briefing on Bravo for all your updates. Must be you have to be obsessed with briefing on Bravo. Thanks for watching my videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and watch more of my videos. Thanks for being with us and best regards. Stay tuned and support my channel.